In the early hours of a cold January morning in 2026, a single announcement sent shockwaves through Wall Street, Main Street, and every household across America. Donald Trump, standing behind the presidential podium once again, revealed a historic economic move worth $4.7 trillion. Within seconds, futures markets spiked, bank shares surged, and social media exploded with reactions ranging from wild optimism to deep concern. This was not just another government spending plan. This was a massive economic injection designed to reshape the future of the United States. The plan promised new jobs, faster growth, and a bold attempt to push America into a new era of prosperity. But behind the numbers were real people, real companies, and real risks. To understand the power of this moment, we must rewind the story back nearly a decade. In 2017, during Trump's first term, tax cuts and deregulation policies ignited a powerful stock market rally. Companies like Apple, Amazon, and Tesla saw record-breaking valuations. Unemployment dropped to historic lows. Confidence. Yet, by the early 2020s, America faced a series of brutal challenges. The pandemic reshaped industries. Supply chains collapsed. Inflation surged. Interest rates climbed. Families struggled. Small businesses closed. The dream of stability felt distant. By 2024, economic anxiety became a defining theme of American life. Housing costs soared. Student debt crushed young workers. Healthcare expenses climbed relentlessly. Energy prices fluctuated wildly. Markets grew fragile. Trust in economic leadership weakened. Against this backdrop, Trump returned to the political spotlight, promising a dramatic reset. In early 2026, he unveiled a blueprint unlike anything seen before. A $4.7 trillion package targeting infrastructure, manufacturing, technology, defense, energy, and small business revival. At the heart of this plan was a bold belief: inject massive capital, create massive opportunity, and restore American economic dominance. The first pillar focused on rebuilding America's infrastructure. Highways, bridges, rail networks, airports, and ports were marked for rapid modernization. Companies like Caterpillar, General Electric, and Bechtel were positioned to lead major construction efforts. Thousands of projects launched across all 50 states. Millions of workers were hired. Paychecks returned to struggling towns. Local economies awakened. The second pillar aimed at revitalizing American manufacturing. Massive incentives were offered to bring production back from overseas. Intel expanded chip fabrication plants in Arizona and Ohio. Ford and General Motors accelerated electric vehicle production in Michigan and Tennessee. Boeing restarted long-delayed aerospace projects. Steel plants reopened in Pennsylvania. Textile factories returned to North Carolina. Entire communities began to breathe again. The third pillar targeted artificial intelligence and advanced technology. Billions flowed into AI research, robotics, quantum computing, and cybersecurity. Microsoft, NVIDIA, Google, and OpenAI expanded operations at unprecedented speed. Startups received record venture funding. Innovation hubs emerged in Texas, California, and in Florida. America positioned itself to dominate the next technological revolution. The fourth pillar focused on energy independence. Oil and gas production surged in Texas and North Dakota. Solar farms expanded across Nevada and Arizona. Wind energy investments grew in Iowa and Kansas. Battery storage projects spread nationwide. Energy costs stabilized. Dependence on foreign suppliers declined. The fifth pillar prioritized small businesses and middle-class families. Tax relief programs reduced pressure on working households. Low-interest loans empowered entrepreneurs. Local shops reopened. Family-owned businesses expanded. Consumer confidence slowly returned. By mid-2026, early signs of transformation became visible. Unemployment fell sharply. Construction sites buzzed with activity. Factories operate around the clock. Shipping ports reported record volumes. Tech campuses expanded. Stock markets rose. The Dow Jones crossed historic milestones. The Nasdaq surged. Investor optimism returned. Yet beneath the celebration, critical concerns emerged. Economists warned of rising national debt. Inflation risks. Interest rate pressures intensified. Global investors watched closely. China and Europe recalculated trade strategies. The dollar strengthened. Export competition increased. In Washington, debate intensified. Supporters called the plan bold and necessary. Critics labeled it reckless and dangerous. Congress held emergency sessions. The Federal Reserve adjusted policy tools. Media outlets dissected every detail. Public opinion remained deeply divided. Behind every statistic were human stories. A former factory worker in Ohio regained his job after 6 years. A young entrepreneur in Texas secured funding for her tech startup. A construction crew in California rebuilt bridges long ignored. A single mother in Florida found stable employment. A farmer in Iowa gained access to affordable energy. Hope returned to countless households. History offered powerful parallels. In the 1930s, Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal reshaped America after the Great Depression. In the 1980s, Ronald Reagan's economic policies transformed business confidence. In 2026, Trump's $4.7 trillion injection aimed to rewrite the economic script once again. Global markets reacted swiftly. Asian stocks surged overnight. European indices climbed sharply. Oil prices stabilized. Gold fluctuated. Cryptocurrency markets spiked. The world understood that America's economic engine had roared back to life. But long-term success depended on discipline. Efficient execution mattered. Corruption had to be eliminated. Projects required accountability. Spending demanded transparency. Growth needed sustainability. Debt required careful management. As months passed, the nation stood at a historic crossroads. The plan could fuel decades of prosperity, or it could ignite inflation and debt crises. The difference lay in leadership, oversight, and strategic decisions. For investors, powerful lessons emerged. Follow infrastructure and energy stocks during economic expansion. Watch manufacturing revival for long-term stability. Track technology leaders shaping future growth. Monitor interest rates and inflation carefully. Diversify assets to reduce risk. Stay informed and disciplined. For families, the lesson was equally clear. Build emergency savings, invest wisely, avoid excessive debt. Learn new skills, adapt to changing industries, prepare for opportunity. For policymakers, responsibility outweighed politics. Economic power demanded moral integrity. Every dollar spent carried human impact. Every policy shaped future generations. As America stepped deeper into 2026, the world watched closely. The outcome of this bold economic experiment would redefine global leadership. Prosperity and peril walked side by side. Hope and caution shared the same road. In the end, one question echoed across Wall Street, Main Street, and living rooms nationwide. Will this historic $4.7 trillion gamble create lasting prosperity, or will it become the most expensive mistake in American history?